What a game! This is Celtics Roundtable on the Boston Celtics newsfeed. We are powered by CLNS Media. Final score 129-119. The Boston Celtics defeat the Washington Wizards in overtime in Game 2. Isaiah Thomas, 53 points. Jon Ignal here. We got Jonathan Ignal, Eddie Santiago, but we're going to kick off the festivities by throwing it to Zaire. Welcome back, man.
Man, this is a triumphant return of epic proportions. First of all, I want to shout out the greatest moment in podcast history when the Celtics were down 0-2, and there was only one person who said they were going to win the rest of the games by double digits. And what happened? It happened. So I want to share with you the quote that I live by. It says, "Impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world that they've been given." So that's a Muhammad Ali quote. I'm a quote a Muhammad Ali verse right there. And I just want to say this, man, that those tough games that I told you guys all season, those tough games are going to pay off. You know what I'm saying? This team is not typical. It's not regular. They figure out how to win in the clutch, no matter what's happening, no matter what it doesn't look like. They figure it out, man. And the Boston Celtics have put themselves in a very, very good place. And a big shout out to Isaiah Thomas. That's right, the best player on earth, who scored 53 points on his late sister's birthday. I mean, I'm just full of happiness right now, man, because it's just beautiful. Being a Celtics fan and seeing what is happening right now is great. I'm passing it to whoever wants it.
Let's give Eddie a shot at this. Can you make any sense of the game we just witnessed?
Nah, I can't. John Wall went for whatever he went for. Isaiah went for 53. It was just back and forth the whole game. The Wizards got out to a strong start again. Celtics had to come back all over again. It was insane. Jonathan was there, so he was there to experience the ups and downs of the crowd. I was at a bar, so I was able to experience the up and downs of a bar and what was going on the whole time. It was just watching that game was just a roller coaster with just all that went on. I just couldn't believe what happened. And it was an amazing game. It seems like the Celtics seem to have these duels for some reason. You had the Paul Pierce LeBron duel. You had the Nick Larry Bird duel. For some reason, the Celtics get involved in these duels. And today it was John Wall and Isaiah going at it. It was just phenomenal to watch.
Jonathan, what was it like in the crowd?
Oh man, greatest sports atmosphere I've ever been a part of. Greatest game I've ever seen live. The place was rocking. I don't know whether it was Bill Belichick in the box or David Spade courtside or the product on the court, but that place was absolutely rocking. It was an emotional roller coaster, but like the old saying goes, once you feel that they're out, they pull you right back in. 5 or 6 times I thought the Celtics were done. They're down 10, down 8. The key play was that Marcus Smart. It seemed like he took a legit charge, but they called him on the block when I think it was maybe Bradley Beal. Oh, no. Maybe it was Porter Jr. in the corner, hit a 3. That would have put the Celtics, I think, maybe down 11, but luckily the foul occurred before. That kind of changed the game. Avery Bradley got a steal shortly after. Maybe I'm getting my order of events mixed up, but it all blends together. But it was incredible.
This 53 points in one year.
Brad Stevens said he was in rough shape, and Isaiah Thomas admitted in the postgame that he was just not feeling well today. And to have the kind of performance he did after what he went through, I just he just continues to shock me.
I remember another great player not feeling well the day of a big game. Can you guys tell me who I'm thinking of?
He was like MJ today, for sure.
He was like Michael freaking Jordan. And just a little side note, can someone tell Markieff Morris to stop consulting with Isaiah Cannon on how to play Isaiah Thomas? Because the trash talk while you're down and out of the game, that's not working.
I mean, what else? I mean, Eric, so the point guard duel between John Wall and Isaiah Thomas is what everybody's going to remember for this game. And Wall started out amazingly. He wound up with 40 points, 13 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Utterly unbelievable. He's 16 of 32 from the field. He was drilling threes. I was just thinking, man, if John Wall is just going to be hitting nothing but net on these threes, it's a wrap. But somehow, some way, Isaiah Thomas wound up outplaying him with 53, 4 and 4 on his own on just 33 shots, 5 threes for Isaiah Thomas. It almost looked like Wall wore down a bit, and the Wizards in general sort of wore down a bit as the game went on.
That's the Wizards. That's been the Wizards all year. They have a really good starting lineup. They come out fighting, and then after a while, that engine starts to wear down, and they get tired. And that's why, like, tonight, I wasn't worried at all, because I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they're up by a lot, but that's what they do. But can that second unit hold its own? And John Wall is playing playoff basketball, and eventually you're going to run out of gas, just like LeBron used to do in his early days of Cleveland. You're going to run out of gas because it is hard to carry a team 7 games. It's really hard to do. And that's what you're getting right now. And John Wall's performance was phenomenal, but he needs other people to really keep things up. And when he left the game, things went downhill.
Yeah, I wasn't worried when the Celtics were down 42-29 after the first quarter. They still had 3 quarters left to play, and I was thinking, like, oh, it wasn't as bad as Game 1's first quarter. So it actually was a step up. I was worried when, yeah, as Jonathan mentioned, when it looked like the Wizards were going to go up 11 until that crucial Marcus Smart blocking foul. So, but, you know, the Celtics did still rally back from 7 at that point. That was really impressive. They took a 3-point lead. Then the Wiz got it up to 5 with finally showing some composure. Things looked a little bit dire then because the clock was running down, but man, the Celtics just made plays. And then they came back a little bit in overtime too, going down 3 early and really put the clamps on the Wizards, who I agree, like they looked exhausted by the end of the game. The burden is just too much on Wall and Beal, especially against the Celtics' physical defenders. Eddie, what else stands out to you about this game?
The versatility of Marcus Smart, man. What he did was to be able to playing 1 through 4. There was a possession where he guarded Markieff Morris about as good as you can get. And Morris made the shot, but like he couldn't back him down. He contested the shot really well. Morris was just taller than him, and like what he was able to do when he handled the ball a couple of times in the pick and roll, I believe he made a couple of threes. He got to the rim. He did that up and under layup. Like that
was the best play of his career.
Like he did so much today. And honestly, John Wall, like his presence, like as a shot blocker, I think there was a steal in the fourth quarter, I believe, where Terry would have had a chance at a layup, and he sensed John Wall coming, and they missed the game. He missed it.
Yeah, there was a point when I think John Wall's only misses were air balls. And just to see the guy miss a shot, you know, I was saying the whole game, looking at my buddy next to me who was a big Celtics fan, I was like, you know what? Keep letting John Wall shoot. He'll settle. He'll keep settling, and those shots will stop going in. Granted, he had me doubting my words a little bit. I thought John Wall was easily going to go for 50 by, I don't know, midway through the third. But John Wall got tired, and Brad Beal was nowhere to be found. So that was huge. A big thing for me was a guy who's been buried on the bench a lot of the season, a guy that some members of this podcast didn't even believe was an NBA player. For Mr.
D-Leaguer.
Terry Rozier. D-League ain't no NBA.
Yeah, we gotta let Zaire walk it back.
So for Terry Rozier to come in and hit the biggest shot of his career, tying the game, was just unbelievable to see. Whether he'll be on the team next year or whatever, it was just a great moment for Terry, and it's a great lesson for guys to stay ready because you'll never know when you get called on.
Terry Rozier, for the playoffs, you have stepped up. You have been big. We appreciate you. I appreciate you right now. I hope that this transfers into a full season of great basketball. You are from my hometown of Cleveland. Big ups to you. Keep doing your thing. But, yeah, Terry Rozier, I apologize for calling you a D-leaguer. But I must warn you, don't ever play like a D-leaguer again.
You gotta ride the Terry Rozier roller coaster. Hey, this is 2 straight playoffs. By the way, Terry Rozier, plus 25 on the night. I mean, come on.
Leading the NBA in plus-minus in the playoffs.
How about that lineup that Brad Stevens went with to get the Celtics back into the game? They're like, all right, well, Wizards, if you're going to go small, we're going to go smaller. Isaiah Thomas, Avery Bradley, Terry Rozier, Marcus Smart, and Al Horford. And, hey, it worked. It worked. They were even doing, like, offense for defense substitutions where Terry Rozier was coming in on the offensive end. And to me, this felt like a game, though, that the Wizards should have won. They had leads at crucial junctures throughout the game. And it really, it took, like, I guess, one of the greatest performances I've ever seen out of Isaiah Thomas to get this win for the Celtics. Brad Stevens said that they got a little bit lucky to win this game.
It's the luck of the Irish, and Isaiah Thomas is our beloved leprechaun.
All right, playoffs are here. Round 2. It's been pretty good so far. Celtics are now lead the Wizards 2-0, and I don't know if the games are going to come back to Boston. Hopefully not, but If you want to get tickets to any future Celtics playoff games, you got to be sure to download our favorite ticketing app, SeatGeek, which is the easiest way to buy and sell tickets to Celtics games. With just 2 taps using their seamless mobile experience, you can get concert, comedy, theater tickets, sports tickets. It's all there, and it's all fully guaranteed. Listeners to CLNS Media can support this production and get a $20 rebate off their first SeatGeek purchase by downloading the free SeatGeek app, going into the settings tab, and entering the promo code CELTSNEWS. All right, play of the game. Or we'll just highlight, I guess, some key plays. Maybe we'll go in order. Eddie, what do you think was the play of the game?
Oof. There's so many.
For me, one stands out. It's got to be the 50th point, right?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
He got fouled by Markieff Morris, which fouled him out, actually. And Isaiah Thomas threw up some ridiculous garbage that just went right through the net, and the Garden went absolutely wild.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's got to be the one, right?
It's hard to disagree with that. Because it was just it was the luckiest shot. It was one of the luckiest shots, man. He just threw it at the rim and it went in.
But he does that, though. He draws those fouls and hits those and ones so often. I mean, was it lucky? Yeah, but that shot's not going in for Kelly Olynyk or something.
Nah, Kelly Olynyk will get a charge if he pulled that crap. My favorite play was the Terry Rozier shot, because there's a lot of superstars in this league who would have been in Isaiah's position that would have gone up for the shot. I love the fact that IT trusted young Terry Rozier.
I think the Marcus Smart rebound that got Gortat fouled out was huge. He just went up there, out-muscled him for the ball, and got Gortat fouled out. That was big time.
Yeah, I'll throw in Isaiah Thomas getting Markieff Morris on an island and just doing a little simple move to, I think it was a little crossover, to get enough separation and to calmly hit the mid-range.
Yeah, the only thing that would have made that play better is if Keith's ankle actually snapped on that one, so it could be a legit broken ankle. But he had him. Did he spin him around? Or just leave him in his dust?
No, you might as well have, though.
I mean, all 3 of those plays were big plays. You got big men fouled out. You got IT with the IT just getting Markieff Morris out of that game. I just thought that was just huge. It just took the air out of any air that was left in Washington's balloon. It was deflated on that play. So I guess I would go with that, but I can't say enough about Terry Rozier hitting a big shot. And, like you guys said, Isaiah just believing in another guy. That's where it just shows, man, leadership starts at top. You know what I'm saying? And if a guy up top plays the right way, does the right things, people typically follow, man, because they set the tone. And that's just, I mean, you can't say enough about Isaiah Thomas and what he brings to this team, what he means to this Boston Celtics team.
Yeah, the 2 threes in the fourth quarter really got him going. It was basically the exact same play where Horford set back screen and the Wizards didn't do a great job. We're all going to remember that final play where John Wall got a pretty decent 18-foot look, and Bradley Beal got the offensive rebound and somehow airballed it. Both Lenny and I thought that, when we saw how much space he had, that one was going in. Avery Bradley's steal on John Wall and a finish. And by the way, you can clearly see on the replay that John Wall's right, that Avery Bradley did grab his hand. Final shout out, Jaylen Brown did an excellent job, I thought, D'ing up particularly Bradley Beal, but he also had a couple really nice possessions on Wall. His defense has been shaky at times. It's been shaky at times in this playoffs. But when he's locked in, it's not just potential at that point. It's actual good defense. Well, I hope you all enjoyed listening to us gush about Isaiah Thomas for the last 15 minutes. We're going to continue this conversation, talking more about Game 2. We just have so many things to say. So for Zaire and Eddie Santiago, and Jonathan Ignal, I'm Matt Ignal. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. The next podcast is coming up very, very soon. In the meantime, give us a follow on Twitter @CLNS Roundtable. Thanks for tuning in. Look out for that second podcast.